pretty bad mood. Welcome to today's show. I'm often in a pretty bad mood just because of the things that I see in this world. But when I wake up and then I see and read this article about Roman Polanski, in case you don't know, Roman Polanski is a Hollywood Academy Award winning director. He is the one behind Rosemary's Baby. For those of you who haven't seen Rosemary's Baby, I would say I recommend you check it out if you want to see how Satanists really operate. Because the movie, which is supposed to be fiction, which is used to desensitize the masses, really should be labeled under documentary films. Because this is exactly what these people do. And now, coming out today, they're saying that a ruling on Roman Polanski's case will be made within the next 90 days. Some of you are old enough to know about this, and some of you say, well, okay, what's the big deal? Well, it's only been 40 years since Roman Polanski fled the United States of America after pleading guilty to having sex with a 13-year-old girl that he drugged up at Jack Nicholson's house. But wait, there's so much more connected to Polanski. Let's start with the fact that, not a surprise here, that he grew up in a Jewish family. His parents were Jewish. Of course, he uses the Holocaust as a sob story for him and the horrors that he went through as a child, and people buy into it. Moved to Hollywood, started making films, started making short films, suddenly makes Rosemary's Baby, starring Mia Farrow as a pregnant woman who is set to conceive her child on June 28th, 1966, 666. The long story short, the plot of the movie is about, giving birth to the spawn of Satan. And you can see all the older people around her in her apartment building who are all occultists and Satanists who target these young children. No big deal, just fiction, right? Because they use that to desensitize people. Nonetheless, after this movie comes out, coincidentally, of course, because everything's a coincidence in the world of the Zionist satanic cabal, Roman Polanski's pregnant wife, Sharon Tate, is murdered by the Manson family. Mr. Polanski, of course, is fine, happens not to be home while his wife is 8 months pregnant, but she's murdered in a ritual that some said was very similar and eerie to Rosemary's Baby. Of course, it was a ritual offering from Mr. Polanski himself. And in case you weren't aware of that, I'm sure most of you were, Sharon Tate, who was gruesomely murdered in the Manson murders again, is the wife of Roman Polanski, who somehow was alive, didn't happen to be home while his wife was 8 months pregnant. Must be a coincidence with Rosemary's Baby and that whole plot, and then Sharon Tate being murdered. And then, of course, years later, as he becomes a bigger Hollywood star, he has a 13-year-old come over to Jack Nicholson's house for a photo shoot. He tells her he shouldn't bring her mother because she might be uncomfortable with her around for the shoot. So the girls of course the mom would let her go by herself because all they want is fame and fortune, right? Oh, what's the worst thing that can happen? Whatever, my daughter's going to become famous. She's hanging out with Jack Nicholson and Roman Polanski, the director of Rosemary's Baby in Chinatown. Oh, okay. Next thing you know, the girl's drugged and raped. Polanski pleads guilty because he uses his connections, of course, because as we all know, those of us who are awake, you could read the Elders of the Protocols of Zion, you could read any of the books, the Talmud, that the laws are not abiding to them, the Satanists, the fake Jews, that they are above the law. The law is to put us in place, but they will always win in a court of law. So he pleaded guilty, but he got worried that maybe the judge might backtrack on his words. So he fled the country. And for 40 years, he has gotten away with raping a 13-year-old girl. But what's even sicker about it? You want to know what's sicker about it? And the fact that people are so dumbed down and nobody cares about any of this stuff. That's why I just get so frustrated, because nobody cares, right? I mean, people are in an uproar now about Pizzagate, and they should be. But I've been talking about this for as long as I've been awake, which is a long time. And since I started my channel, I've been screaming about this stuff. This isn't an isolated thing. We haven't even had victims come forward in Pizzagate, and people are going crazy. This girl came forward at 13. Polanski, not only has he been 40 years abroad, but he's still been making movies. How about the fact that he won an Academy Award about 30 years after this rape, after fleeing the country? He wins an Academy Award for Best Director, and he gets a standing ovation from people like Meryl Streep and Jack Nicholson and all these satanic Khazarian scumbags. They stand and they applaud. This man was guilty of rape. He even pled guilty of raping a child. We see Meryl Streep go out and speak against Donald Trump, and they had a standing ovation. Oh, she's such a wonderful human being for speaking against Donald Trump at her Golden Globe speech. How about the fact that she's standing and applauding when Roman Polanski, a man who admitted to child rape, wins an Academy Award? But this is the world that we live in now, folks. And 40 years later, they're going to come to a point, because you know why now? Because the woman is much older, and the woman's life probably didn't go out the way she planned. She never became a famous star. But you don't think that she was offered some amount of money to say the things she's saying now, where she's saying she just wants the case dismissed. It's over with now. It's no big deal. Of course they cut her a check. The guy's 89 years old. He's escaped prison for 40 years plus. It says after 40 years, since Roman Polanski fled the U.S. after pleading guilty to having sex with a minor, the filmmaker's legal saga will get a decision soon. L.A. Superior Court Judge Scott Gordon is expected to rule on Polanski's case within 90 days. He's 83 and wants this case over with, said Harlan Braun, Polanski's lawyer. Mr. Polanski has made it clear publicly he regrets the crime. Oh, so he should be forgiven without having to pay any consequences for it, because now he's too old, right? Oh, he regretted it. Oh, yeah, well, there's a lot of people that commit murder, and then when they're in court and they realize they're going to spend their life in court, they regret it. But again, they're above the law, and nobody seems to care. The roots of the case dates back to 1977, when Polanski was accused of giving a 13-year-old victim champagne. A 13-year-old. And slipping her a drug before having sex with her during a photo shoot at actor Jack Nicholson's house. He was charged with a number of felonies, but prosecutors dropped those charges in a plea bargain that saw him plead guilty to unlawful sex with a minor. The original judge, Lawrence Rittenberg, who presided over the case and is now dead, first sent Polanski to a maximum security prison for 42 days. On the eve of his sentencing, Polanski fled the country after learning that the judge might not go along with the short-term jail time he expected to get in exchange for his plea. Oh, no big deal, so he just flees. Meanwhile, everybody knows where he is because he's still making Hollywood motion pictures. And not even just that. Not even did he flee and go in exile. No, he flees. He's winning Academy Awards and getting standing ovations for raping a 13-year-old. Unbelievable. The double standard's unreal, and we all know there's obviously a double standard, but the fact that no one cares. No one's talking about this. I've been talking about this, McMartin, all this stuff. No big deal, right? I know people are going to march for Pizzagate, for Pedogate, talking about John Podesta and Hillary Clinton. Not bringing up all of these cases, all of these things that have gone on, how our government and the CIA are behind this and protect these people. Why would Polanski, who pled guilty, not be in jail? It says since then, Polanski has successfully fought U.S. officials' efforts to arrest him in Poland and Switzerland. Yeah, okay. So they can't get him in Poland and Switzerland, get him, brought back to America, but he could win an Academy Award and direct a film. So nobody knew where he was when he was directing the movie, The Pianist, for crying out loud. Some movie about a piano player. Nobody knew where he was. They gave the movie all the awards in the world. Everyone in Hollywood stood and applauded, and nobody could read between the lines. It's unbelievable. He continued his career as a Hollywood exile in countries where he would not face having to come back here and face the criminal charges, where he was protected. It says in 2003 he was a no-show at the Academy Awards where he won an Oscar for the film The Pianist. And like I said, everybody stood. It says his lawyer is seeking the LA court to consider the 42 days Polanski spent in a California jail and about 300 days spent in custody while going through the proceedings in Switzerland and time served, meaning he would not face any more jail time in the U.S. Braun agreed Polanski would have faced a maximum of 12 months for his crime based on standards in 1970s. 12 months! 12 months for raping a 13-year-old. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There are people who go to jail for 4 to 8 to 10 years for not paying taxes. 12 months for ruining a child's life. It's unbelievable. It says he sought an addiction about his client's potential sentencing from the court in order for Polanski to return to the country. So in other words, he wants to come back now that he's in his 80s. He wants to live out in California with his other, friends, his other Satanist friends. Probably perform some more rituals before he kicks the bucket. Probably perform, his going away ritual and his sacrifice ritual. I mean, this is the crap that goes on in our world that people don't seem to care about. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with the Pizzagate stuff. Of course, I was one of the first people to talk about Pizzagate and how important it is. But it's bigger than that. This isn't about some Democrats' involvement in a pedophile scheme. This is a worldwide problem, and our governments around the world are the ones involved, protecting these people. Hollywood elites, corporate elites, politicians, music executives, you name these people. They are part of the Zionist Khazarian cabal. These people are pedophiles. Their own teachings talk about this. They follow not just the Talmud's teachings, but Aleister Crowley's teachings, which openly allow and speak of molesting young boys, the purest form for their black magic. Yet nobody goes crazy about this. How about people go in an uproar out in Los Angeles and say, no, you don't plead guilty to the crime, run away from... Shouldn't he get more jail time because he fled for 40 years? No, instead he gets an Academy Award. I'm so sick of this stuff. People need to realize this is bigger than John Podesta. It's bigger than Hillary Clinton. This is massive. Massive. You want to go into Corey Haim? You want to go into all the people in Hollywood who have come out and talked about being molested, Elijah Wood? No big deal. There's actually victims coming forward there. No one's talking about it. This needs to spread. People need to be aware of this stuff. It is unbelievable. And you want to see how CNN does this? This is what I've been telling everyone about for the longest period of time, right? Talking about how these stories will never, ever be mainstream stories unless they have to deflect attention off of it. That is a fact. They will not talk about child trafficking unless it is an isolated case. And by isolated case, it means a case that is not involving someone who is a part of the cabal, one of these Satanists, because there are some sickos out there that aren't a part of these secret societies that just prey on young girls. Of course that's true. So when that comes out, they will go out of their way to make it big news. They won't talk about the millions of kids that go missing and abducted every year, but then they'll put a story like this out because they know people are now catching on. They know with the protests for Pizzagate, they know with all of the attention they've gotten recently with all of this stuff coming out about these pedo rings, that they need to at least address it once in a while. That's why they started, pushing Ashton Kutcher with this fake, he's going to protect these kids nonsense when he's not. So they have a story like this out where it says Tennessee manhunt, no sign of teacher and teenager. So some random teacher, has an affair with a 15-year-old student. People saw them kissing. He's 50, she's 15. It's absolutely despicable and disgusting. Hopefully somebody sees this guy somewhere and just gives him a punch in the face. But apparently he kidnapped her, even though I'm sure she left willingly with him because it sounds like they were in a relationship. But they're saying the manhunt is on for this guy, and it should be. Right, but you see my point? This kind of a story will make CNN, and it will be headlines because it's an isolated incident. It makes it seem like, okay, there's some predators out there. We got to keep an eye on them. They're sick. We got to protect our kids. They don't talk about the million missing kids. They don't talk about how much child sex trafficking makes, how many billions of dollars, and who the ones behind it are. They don't talk about the CIA's involvement. They don't talk about the Finders Cult, McMartin, Hampstead, the Franklin cover-up. None of it. Because they want the masses to believe that these are isolated incidents, and they're not. So that's why they'll put Roman Polanski's thing out there today, and they'll say, oh, he regrets it, poor Roman, he served his time because he was abroad for 40 years. Oh, yes, he served his time. Really? He should serve just for running away and fleeing, he should serve an extra 40 years. He should have the rest of his life behind bars. But of course, they pay the girl off. She says just drop the charges. And then the article right next to it is about a teacher kidnapping a student, even though, according to other students, they were in a relationship together. Because they want you to think that these are isolated. So when you hear about these pedo things, you go, well, there are some sickos, because there are. But they don't make it seem as big as it is, because it is massive. It is one of the biggest industries in the world, if not the biggest human trafficking is. Child trafficking. So Polanski will get off. Nobody will care. No one will say boo. He'll be at the Oscars. His scumbag pals will stand and give him a standing ovation, right? And people go, oh, just wonderful. Just Jack Nicholson, wonderful. Yeah, it was only his house, his friend. Meryl Streep just smiling ear to ear. It's because they're involved in it. I'm sick and tired of seeing these people walk free and get away with it. And people say, what's the solution? Well, I don't know the solution. But something needs to be done, because this is just getting more and more ridiculous how above the law these Satanists are allowed to be. Wait until Judgment Day. Just